So for this video I'm in my garden and I am in under my rose arch. Those are the roses there, and the rain has finally stopped, so I'm doing a little video this time on rose. Now I often get asked, let's just move into a rose there so you can just see. Now in this rose arch there's actually 3 or 4 different types of roses, and I'm not a rose expert. I did not plant these. Was very lucky in that when we bought the house there were about 10 different varieties of roses in the garden, and if anybody does recognise them, please do let me know in the comments, that would be great. But what people often ask is, can you use different sorts of roses? Is it a particular type or species of rose that you need to use as a medicine? And it's quite a common misconception that you have to use just one species, which is often seen as Rosa Damascena, but that's actually not true at all. Certainly different roses are going to have different properties because they're going to have different amounts of essential oil in them, but they aren't poisonous and they can be used interchangeably. So whatever one that you have is absolutely fine to use. And also dog rose, which is the wild rose, which is what you see in hedgerows as a rose hip, that is also fine. It's not poisonous in any way, and so if you are out and about and you don't grow roses yourself but you see the common wild rose, it is fine to use that one as well. So it's the rose petal that's used as a medicine. So this now is the time to harvest, not now because they're all wet. Don't gather when they're wet and then try to make something with them, because your water content is going to be really high. So as you can see with this type of rose, all I have to do is just touch it and the petals just fall off in my hand. I don't have to do anything more than that, and they come straight off. Now that is going to be dependent on the type of rose. It just happens that this one, that's how you can quite easily just gather it like this. So as the petals come out and they're full and they release like that, then that's the best time to gather it. On a warm sunny day is also the best time, because you want to be able to be gathering the highest amount of essential oils, and they are more activated when it's slightly warm and there's been some sunlight. So midday on a sunny day is the ideal time. However, this is the UK, there probably is no ideal time, and just gather as long as it's not wet, then really gather whenever you can. That's a bit, I'm getting quite a lot of reflection. Bear with me. There we go, that's a bit better. So yeah, it's the rose petal. The properties of the rose petal, slightly different from rose hips, which is the fruit. So in the petals, in the flowers, what you get is an astringency and also a nervine action. So roses have an association with being used to treat grief, anxiety, depression, those types of nervous conditions. And the great thing about rose is it's completely edible and it does not have any interactions with any medications, so it's perfectly fine for anybody to take, from the very young to the very old. Absolutely fine for anybody to take it. It's very safe. You can eat it. There's loads of recipes that I've got on Instagram of rose recipes that are out at the moment. Do take a look at those. Some amazing cakes and things that you can make with roses. But as a medicine, we could make it into a hydrosol. Do look at my videos for instructions on how to do that. We could make it into teas. We can make it into tinctures. You can make it into syrups. You can make it into glycerites. You can make it into an infused oil. So really, any of the remedies that you can see on my instructional videos you can make with rose. Now it's actually fine to use it fresh if you and if you've got the time and you can just go gather it and then put it straight into, whether that's infused oil, a tincture or whatever, then that's best. But if not, dry it first. It will concentrate down, and you will lose some of the essential oils through the drying process, but don't be too worried about that. So the hydrosol is actually better fresh, but the rest either is fine. Yeah, so it's a lovely remedy. It's really easy to make, and head out there and have a go. Do leave a comment if you've tried some rose recipes. Do let me know how you've got on. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications.